Come on, Mayo. Thank you, whoever you are down there. Welcome to the Round Room, which is the home of the first meeting of the Dáil in 1919. Lots happened since then. Let me say that I'm glad to be here with the Octabuild Builders Merchants Awards for 2015. You're here at an important juncture in our country, an important juncture in the Irish economy, and an important juncture in the construction sector. After many difficult years, it's a time of recovery. The legacy that we have had to deal with leaves us with many challenges. And after being allowed to grow too big during the so-called boom years, jobs in construction completely collapsed during the crisis. No single sector came close to suffering the same level of unemployment. And we know now that what we have to do is to build a sustainable construction industry. This morning, the Central Statistics Office released 3 important pieces of information. Firstly, the unemployment rate has dropped below 10% for the first time since 2009. It's now at 9.8% for April, signalling the ongoing economic recovery. That's very encouraging, it's comforting, but it's not enough. Secondly, when this government set out with our action plan for jobs in 2012 to transform the Irish economy into an enterprise-focused, skills-driven and export-orientated economy, we set ourselves the target of creating 100,000 new jobs by the end of 2016. Today, from the Central Statistics Office, we have confirmation of beating that target with 104,000 new jobs added to the economy since early 2012. And thirdly, employment in your sector is up nearly 20,000 in the year, reflecting a return to more sustainable levels. And returning a sustainable and rebuilding a sustainable construction sector is clearly a goal and a priority of government. And a year ago, we set out a specific structure and strategy, Construction 2020, that aims to triple housing output by 2020 and to add 60,000 jobs to the construction sector over the same period. And while that recovery is underway, we need to see the recovery in output. And in particular, as you all know, we need an adequate supply of good quality homes to meet demand from a rising population, and we need high quality commercial developments to underpin our economic growth. I have meetings every week with people who want to invest in the country here, and the demand for more and more infrastructure is rising in proportion to the attractiveness of our country as a competitive location, as a place where there's stability, as a place where they know what the corporation tax rate is, but also as a country where they are excited about the range of talent that we've got. And obviously, we've got processes that must be gone through and adhered to in order to deal with what is clearly massive potential up in front of us. Now, we will remove unnecessary blockages to appropriate high-quality development while ensuring that future growth and activity is sustainable and that it's underpinned by proper quality data and analysis. And that strategy is being driven by Minister Coffey, and the primary vehicle for many of the policy initiatives is the new planning bill. That bill is going to be published shortly with the aim of having it passed and enacted by the Oireachtas before the summer recess. The government supports a recovery in the construction industry, but only if it's based on the highest international standards of quality, of excellence and of trust. Nobody, you in particular, want to go back to the bad old days of construction and property boom. That won't benefit the economy, the country, young families or yourselves. I was down recently in Ashford Castle. I had the privilege of opening the Castle Hotel there outside Con, bought by a South African couple who run a company. Now, they spent 50 million on revamping that to make it one of the finest facilities on the planet. In their words, They were absolutely admirable about the quality of the workmanship of tradesmen and tradespeople from around that locality and region in respect of outstanding work that they've done. I know you can do it. We know we can do it. We need it now. But like anything else, if you plough a field and seed it, you've got to wait for it to grow. So we've done all the hard work in respect of the economy, and we need a little patience to make sure that this benefits everybody throughout the country. We can't tolerate, and we won't tolerate, any more, pyrite homes or priory halls. We've got a responsibility as a government to work with you as a sector to prevent any reoccurrence of these appalling building failures. I met with the Chinese Premier on Sunday. We now are the first country in the world with a sustainable, low carbon footprinted dairy sector, with the highest standards of integrity, credibility and quality that other countries want to join, other countries want to purchase. Other countries know of our standards and our reputation in that field but one. And we need the same in everything else that we do, so that when people come here, that they know they're coming into a country where reputation and our own standards are going to be met at all times. I know that your members at Taoiseach appreciate the need for trust and quality in construction. It underpins the 2020 strategy. Last year, a reformed regulatory framework for the control of building activity was introduced. The new framework empowers competence and professionalism in the design and the construction process, and it requires accountability from owners, from builders and from professionals. The system has enhanced knowledge and oversight activity immeasurably, and in keeping with the government's commitment to open policy development, it is being reviewed after its first 12 months of operation. Nothing is ever perfect, and we need to hear practical adjustments that may have to be made, and who better can we get it from than people like yourselves. The next important step is the fulfilment of the public commitment in the Construction Industry Register Ireland. And this register must become the foundation stone of quality in the industry, and I look forward to seeing it develop into a strong and statutory register. That register will also be of benefit to government and to state authorities in remaining vigilant against activity, as they say, in the shadow economy, and it will add efficiency and fairness to the public procurement process. Also, in rebuilding a sustainable construction sector, the government is also aware that a capital plan can support new jobs and investment. And out of extreme necessity, exchequer capital investment has been reduced in recent years. However, no further cuts have been made to the exchequer capital plan since the publication of the plan in November of 2011. And in addition, several investment announcements were made in 2013, 2014, including 150 million for school building projects, for local and regional road maintenance and retrofitting of local authority housing, and 400 million for a range of capital projects and programmes from asset sale proceeds and the proceeds of the National Lottery licence transaction. Budget 2015 saw the earmarking of about 11 billion for investment in capital projects and programmes through the Exchequer over the next 3 years, marking the first growth in capital investment since 2009. And in addition to increased expenditure in education, in transport and health, the main focus of the increase is social housing. A review of the long-term public capital programme has commenced, and a new plan, which is currently being finalised, I expect that to be published in the course of the next couple of weeks. I just left the European Commissioner dealing with the European Investment Fund, Commissioner Katainen, talking about the kinds of projects that could attract support from that quarter. One of the issues is that we have to deal with the challenges that are now in place for competent contractors to get access to credit to be in the building business in the first place, in terms of equity and in terms of how that structure can operate. We're looking at a number of options that might be considered there to make it more feasible for that to actually happen. One feature that we have announced has been the commitment to social housing. Over 6 years, nearly $4 billion will be invested to deliver 35,000 additional social housing units. Minister Kelly announced earlier this month the first major direct build social housing programme with the commencement of 100 separate housing projects. 312 million has been approved there. That's going to see 1,700 additional social housing units come on stream by 2017, with an estimated 3,000 additional jobs in the construction sector. That's important. These projects, which cut across all of the local authority areas, range in size from very small numbers of units, 2, 3, 5, to projects of over 50 units and so on in different local authorities. I'd say that Taig mentioned the fact that you manufacture 20,000 products here in Ireland. We support that very strongly. The manufacturers of construction materials also, therefore, have a very important role to play in Ireland's export-orientated economic recovery. The government is committed to supporting these companies by ensuring that a wide range of supports is available, including financial support, technical assistance, practical advice, mentoring and training. Enterprise Ireland, for example, is currently working with its construction client base to provide access to 6 emerging international end market opportunities, which it has identified as matching the sector's specialist capability. This is important to know where we should be. Enterprise Ireland is also supporting the digitalisation of the construction sector through the introduction of BIM, or Building Information Modelling, grants and support in that sector. And as part of the commitment to drive productivity improvement in industry, Enterprise Ireland, in cooperation with the Lean Construction Institute, is endorsing and incentivising the adoption of lean principles in all client companies. Now, Octabuild members make a significant contribution to the Irish building and the Irish construction sector, and will continue to contribute to its growth and to its strength. The central objective of the Octabuild group of promoting the benefits of high-quality Irish manufactured products is to be commended, and I do so again publicly. This award ceremony here honours that objective in reorganising and acknowledging quality service and excellent management by employees of the Octabuild companies across the country. Thank you all for your cooperation and for your awards. I understand that this year's very worthy nominees have been carefully selected on the basis of the individual contributions that they make. And I'm informed that the standards have been exceptionally high. You are the face of the industry in many respects, and customers leave the Octabuild premises, I'm sure, very happy with the good deal they've got, but also with the quality of the service, not to mention the quality of the product. I've no doubt but that this year's judge, James Burke, had a hard job. He had no easy task in selecting the winners. And if you go on your travels around to the Octabuild premises, James, I'm sure you'll see the awards hanging in prominent places where they're going to be seen by all those customers who are coming in increasing numbers to these premises over the time ahead. So I'd just like to say that the fact that we're recognised now as the fastest growing economy in Europe is encouraging, but we've got a long way to go. It's a fragile recovery. As far as I'm concerned, I said to somebody the other day, my favourite mode of transport now is the big cement mixers that stop at the traffic lights. Every day I go to see how many can we see on the road around the country. And the more we see, obviously, the more obvious it is that this sector is coming back. Let me tell you, when as I say, in the context of providing commercial premises that are suitable for world-class needs, for our housing sector, we want to work with this construction sector and the industry. You will have the opportunity in midsummer to join in the sort of public discussion that we're going to have arising out of what we set out in the spring statement, both in terms of the range of flexibility that will be available to both Ministers for Finance and Minister for Public Expenditure and Reform. And what we can do in terms of our people, where flexibility applies, is to be on the safe side. In other words, we're not going back to what happened before, but where we have flexibility to improve the situation, we will. And that will be set out in due course by the Minister for Finance on behalf of the government as we prepare for the 2016 budget. I see brilliant opportunities up ahead. Stability, competence, focus on where we can be and where we should be is what drives the government. The more jobs we create, the less taxes people have to pay, and the better our services can be. And I want to see the 9.8 approaching European norms and be an example of a small country to everybody of what people and government can do together when we recognise, as we've always done in Ireland, what the problem is, how it can be solved, take off the jacket, roll up the sleeves, with a single objective of sorting it out in the country's interests. See the faces of the children come out of schools all over the country. Well, I want to see that we give them an opportunity, that they're not going to have the obstacles placed in their way, economically and socially, that result from incompetence or dereliction of duty at government level. We want to clean this up in a way that you can all be proud of the work that you do, of the country that we live in, and of the people that we are. Enjoy your meeting, enjoy your I got more work to do tonight, obviously, and I won't be able to stay for the meal, but thank you for the opportunity. Feel free to engage with government anytime you want in respect of issues that you think can be promoted in the interests of our country and our people. Thank you very much.